I'm here at the Kisatchie National Forest, joined by a team of experts who is working to restore the forest after the devastation of Hurricane Laura. So we're going to head out on a hike and see the progress they've made in the forest, and also encounter some wildlife so you can see what these unsung heroes have been doing to preserve our natural lands and wildlife. You ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
The woodpeckers will come in here and make them their homes. We'll climb these trees during nesting season to extract the babies, pull them out and get data and band them.
Brooklyn Ferks is a forester with the Kisatchie National Forest, trained as a tree climber. She's searching for the baby red cockaded woodpecker, an endangered species that lost much of its habitat to Hurricane Laura, which downed some 450 trees with woodpecker cavities.
So from here, I can access the hole, capture the babies. Once I've captured the babies, I have another rope attached to me normally, and we will lower the babies down to the person on the ground. The person on the ground is responsible for banding, weighing, and collecting data on that baby.
The woodpecker search starts on the ground as biologist Steve Shively inserts a small camera into the tree cavities looking for life. The two park rangers work in tandem to weigh and tag the baby birds and return the red cockaded woodpeckers to artificial cavities that rangers carved into trees as habitat. It is miraculous that the woodpeckers survived.
Yeah, coming through the hurricane like they were and the trees being blown down, we don't know how, and of course some of them did die, but the fact that our numbers, our population numbers over the next year didn't really decrease was simply amazing.
From above, you can see Hurricane Laura's wrath on the Kisatchie National Forest. Longleaf pines downed and scattered like toothpicks, a huge loss to the forest ecosystem.
Okay, we had about almost 20,000 acres totally flattened when Hurricane Laura came through in 2020. So when we come out here and we saw the devastation, it was just hard to believe that many trees which had survived. You know, these trees are close to, some of them 90, 100 years old, and they survived that long, and yet with Hurricane Laura, it knocked almost all this whole area flat.
So flat that Hurricane Laura left parts of the forest looking apocalyptic, making it the ideal movie set for the film 65.
I don't know where we are, but there's something out there.
They choose to shoot here, and so a lot of the scenes in the movie 65 with Adam Driver were shot right here on Kisatchie National Forest. And you see them walking through longleaf pines. You see them running across hills with dinosaurs chasing them. And we watched this happen. We watched this being filmed. The National Forests are called the land of many uses, all kinds of uses. And we knew it would be good for the economy of central Louisiana for them to shoot here and to show off our national forest and what we have in Vernon Parish.
The dystopian landscape carved by Hurricane Laura now gives way to new life in the forest as rangers replant the longleaf pine and sell the downed trees for timber.
We are now coming back, cleaning it up as best we can, replanting longleaf pine and keeping it in check with fire. And so that's our management plan of this whole area. It's through fire, through planting the longleaf, restoring the longleaf, and through all those efforts, it's going to be a beautiful forest. It may take it 50 years, 100 years to get back to where it was, but we got plans to get it back.
The clearings left by lost longleaf pine give way to new life on the forest floor, including carnivorous plants.
These are yellow pitcher plants, which apparently before the hurricane they were here, but in kind of more restricted little spots, and with the canopy opening up, a lot more sunlight come through, and they've just really expanded. And so these are the leaves of the pitcher plant, and what happens is that insects are attracted to kind of little sweet substance down in there, and they crawl in there, and a lot of times you can kind of
see what's in their throat,
see what they've eaten. Here you see
Look
a
at
few
that.
little insects in there,
So,
and you can see the little hairs that are pointing back.
So this would be what's known as a carnivorous plant.
Carnivorous plant because there's there's not a lot of nitrogen in the soil here, and so they supplement with insects the nitrogen.
Wow, this one has a full belly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Longleaf pine is native to the region, adapts well to a fire-managed landscape, and produces habitat for threatened wildlife.
I have a Louisiana pine snake. Happen to have one here in my back pocket.
So this is one of the endangered species that the forest works to foster.
Yes, it was listed as threatened a couple of years ago.
Wow.
And this one was actually bred in captivity long before it was listed. People that collect snakes knew that it was a very rarely encountered species, and so they wanted to have them and keep them and breed them and sell them, and so they went to the hot spot in the world for Louisiana pine snakes, which is North Louisiana, Bienville Parish. So there's a population of them in the zoos today that are being managed to breed and produce young that we're hoping that they'll soon be able to release out here on our part of the National Forest to restore populations that have diminished or in some places just been completely eliminated.
Root balls, the exposed tree bottoms that the storm uprooted and scattered around the forest floor, serve as new habitat in this evolving ecosystem. Mother Nature is recovering from Hurricane Laura's hit, adapting to its new landscape and responding to the restoration efforts of human stewardship.
And I can truly say that when we go down this road, you are not going to believe your eyes and what you're seeing would happen out here. And you see all the root balls from the trees that were blowing down.
As we drive along the Kisatchie National Forest with Jim Caldwell, Forest Staff Officer, the tall timbers give way to patches of regrowth. To date, rangers have planted 2,500 acres to restore what they say is the world's second most diverse ecosystem behind the rainforest.